We say it every week, but that really was a huge weekend of SuperCoach, a record-breaking weekend of SuperCoach, headlined by a record-breaking Sunday from South Australian, the Nasiah, as we're calling him, SuperCoach Star and Dossie. Importantly, a lot of SuperCoaches, massive, high, real at the top end scores. You were bottom of the pod. This week is what we love to see. Welcome back to the Phantom to Lair.
Yeah, we didn't need to start off with that. We can start with Naz, though.
Oh, the goat.
The goat.
Yep.
That was unreal. The Nasiah. That was unbelievable last quarter.
And
we'll talk about his stats in a little bit.
You've got some of the breakdown.
Blowing up on socials already, Phants.
The breakdown of what he did. It was unbelievable to watch. It was unbelievable to have a look at what he scored in SuperCoach. Owners at one point were thinking it was going to be under 100.
Yeah.
Went bang in the final. Not final term, final 50 seconds.
Unbelievable. But yeah, you said it was one of the biggest rounds, a record-breaking round. It was, but not quite the number one that we've ever seen. So, Phantom, this round we had 4 people crack 3,000, which is
huge.
Absolutely insane. If you think about the round winner this week.
What did he get?
3,026. So 3 other coaches that scored 3,000. Pretty stiff not to get the round win this week. But it is a good reminder that in the top 10, you still get a little Swish voucher as well.
Yes.
You get the $50 Swish voucher for top 10. I know it's not quite the weekly prize, but you can go request one of your favourite players to go give some gold on video. And we'd love, if you do end up getting that, the Phantoms Lair would love to showcase some of these videos. So we do request you send those in, but not quite a record-breaking round. In 2023... we had one person get over 3,000. So that's okay.
Final round
that's not quite 4. But in 2019, we had 5 people get 3,000 or more in round 2023. So that was the highest ever. And then the highest ever score, 3,038. So just pipping this round, but still an unbelievable round nonetheless.
But more than 14,000 SuperCoaches scored more than 2,700.
Yep.
So might not reach the top end, but it was massive just below that. Importantly, again, Boppy, bottom of the pod.
Yep.
Hayden Doss Kenny, the king of Bop.
King of Bop, unbelievable as well. Surprised, like you're looking at your score tick over early in the round, 26. I think I was in 2,600 before, like in the middle of Sunday. I'm like, I'm flying here. Phants, you are once again chasing me down. It's the Sunday curse for me. 27, 28 for me. Still went slightly up in ranks, but you'd imagine any other round you get 2,700 and you are flying up the rankings. This week only went up 23 spots for me. 1,587 overall rank at the moment. Now, Phantom, you've become consistent with your middle of the pod.
Oh, middle of the range, you reckon?
No bops, barely any tops though.
2,748 to me. Importantly, made up 20 points on you. That chase down. That is the big chase down. Your team in a bit of strife as well.
Still 1,300 ranks behind me. Where are you? 2,865.
Went up 300 spots on the weekend. Slight climb. But if I'm middle and you're Bop, that means our man, they won't answer our phone calls from somewhere in Spain. Simeon Kingsley Thomas. We'll try him again at the end of the show. Might be on his morning ride.
Yep.
5 names is top of the pod.
He is top of the pod. Let's talk about who got us there, Phants, with our heroes and villains for the week. Heroes and villains, Phantom. There's plenty of heroes this week in such a high-scoring round. Who have you got?
Plenty. Massive. Some big numbers. Obviously, Marcus Bontempelli. Nick Dacos, again, massive on Sunday. Brody Grundy as well. Again, had Bont VC, which you did. But Sam Darcy is my hero of the week. 150 to kickstart the round last Thursday night. Massive. Callum Mills too on the Friday night. The Friday night doubleheader scored 125. I said I was going to, the 200-point buffer was in danger after the big start to the round. Obviously, everyone else went big after that. But Mills and Darcy, who we talked up big time a few weeks back as trade-ins, up and down, both went big at the same time. Double hero for this week.
Yeah, it's a massive round. I've got an interesting hero though, Phantom, because you talk about, I mean, the matchup with Essendon for anyone going forward is just absolutely juicy. Stay tuned for a little bit more on that later on. But Tim Kelly, my hero for the week.
Well,
we
played.
mentioned I was in
did say it was
the
the worst
DMs of Jovan, the number one coach of last year. We had a little bit of a chat about this. Tim Kelly was a trade-in for me. My final trade-in of the year. It allowed me to get Grundy in. I was shopping in that 300K bargain basement price. Tim Kelly didn't perform last week, but my goodness, in the Derby, Western Derby, 121 from Tim Kelly. Wasn't expecting that, but I will certainly take it to the bank from a guy that I didn't have super high expectations on. So
I'll give you that one. I did say it was the worst pick of the year. And I asked you if you get SuperCoach scores from the waffle counted to your main team.
Well, meanwhile, someone who I said was your worst pick of the year, do they get your villain for the week, perhaps?
Dane Dorco, 65 SuperCoach points. He and Zach Merritt. Zach Merritt was a villain last week.
Mm-hmm.
Again, 7 effective kicks, 92 SuperCoach points, 30 touches overall. Took a while to get going. Side got spanked. Those two, Dorco's not unique. Merritt almost is, but just letting me down. Lockie Neal bounced back 119, but you didn't need to be very far off to be behind the pack this week. So those scores hurt. So again, do something, Zach.
Well, I've got my villain, and it is an early people's pan, and it is none other than Sam Pandas.
Sam
Pandas copping an absolute frying in the pan.
You pressured me into putting him in the top targets last week. I caved in.
Unbelievable. Now, it probably should be dimmer in the pan here, but brings in, instead of playing Sam Flanders, they're running low on mids. Tuke Miller's out. Bring in Alex Davies for a 136 playing in the guts. Forget about Sam Flanders. 0 centre bounce attendances. Doesn't play even that juicy halfback role. They're missing Dan Rioli. There was 2 opportunities to have an amazing role this weekend, and instead, old Sammy Pandas, his standard forward pocket, gets a 50 in an absolute blowout win against Brisbane. So I tell you what, that was absolutely disappointing from Sam.
I think it's Dimmer. Dimmer's got to be
more disappointing from Dimmer.
Yeah.
Dimmer's joins him in the pan, but even still, a blowout win like that, you got to at least ton up. You had Alex Davies 136, Matty Rao 143, 128 from Anderson, 128 from Joel Jeffrey. Jeffrey got 128. Fiorini the GOAT got 126. There was just that many tons flying around at the Gold Coast, and old Sammy Pandas,
we had him in the top 5 targets a couple of weeks ago.
Hopefully he can bounce back in an easy matchup against Richmond this week, but an early People's Pan.
You're not happy.
Sammy Pandas.
Few People's Pans nominations have come in. Patch wasn't happy. If you did watch last week on the Code Sports YouTube channel, you would have seen his video nomination complaining about Isaac Heaney's 197. He rightfully got put in the pan himself. Wasn't happy.
He was not happy.
A few more to come a bit later. Breaking news.
What's the goss with Goss? Just a standard edition this week. Obviously, not a heap of sort of injury suspensions. There's a couple we can maybe keep an eye out for in terms of Max Gawn's tackle on Jack Steele. I'm sure we'll get a little bit of scrutiny, hopefully, for us owners at the moment. We cannot get any more bullets at this time of year. Hopefully, that's just skipped over. At the time of recording, we are recording at around 1:30-ish Adelaide time. We have no news on that, so wait and see, but hopefully all clear.
You've slipped something in the run sheet.
I have.
Off at the moment. Came in, didn't know about this.
Mm-hmm.
Big news.
Big news?
Huge.
And it's not that Connor Rosie's broken hand was swollen either, per Aaron Bryans of the ABC. 8 days till the Geelong game from that injury. So, I mean, hopefully he's all good. That was just a bit of swelling, whatever. That'll ease up, but not great news. But yeah, Phants, I said there's not a heap of news, but gee, there actually is for super coaches. Now, if you were living under a rock last week, you would have missed that SuperCoach EPL was launched last week. So we know this great man here, Sim, if we do get him on the phone later, we might have to get his top 5 picks because he's an EPL. Where's the Nuff alarm? I mean, I'm going to have to get the Nuff alarm out. He's an EPL Nuffy. He's already made his team 10 times over. Old 5 names. But SuperCoach EPL is
massive.
Huge. But for us AFL Nuffies, that are, maybe your season's done. Like yourself, Phantom, you're not far from your season actually being over anyway. SuperCoach Finals is coming.
A separate game.
And not
We're
just
back.
our Classic and Draft Finals, which start this week for all SuperCoach Classic and Draft coaches. Our final series in general are starting this week for the regular season. But finals in the AFL.
We're back.
There's going to be a competition. Stay tuned. Details to come, but we are allowed to announce SuperCoach Finals is back for the first time in years. Yep. Unbelievable.
Love that, Chief. Big
Love
fan of SuperCoach Finals. Obviously, you start again, start afresh, pick your team every week. That's how we used to do it. Allocated between the teams playing in the finals. So,
yep, we'll see details to come, how it's all going to work.
Oof, love
but, I mean, yeah, I cannot wait for that as well, Phantom. And does that mean the Lair? We're going to just kick on?
Keep going. We're doing an EPL Lair? Year-round 12-month Lair. When does NBL start?
Might have to. Yep, NBL's coming as well. So, yeah, lots more details to come, but stay tuned
Anything
for
else?
SuperCoach
Any other
Finals.
games?
Some breaking news on the Lair. We're newsbreakers here, so
Any other games?
Unreal. Stay tuned again.
Ooh.
Stay tuned. Plenty more. SuperCoach Global, SuperCoach Worldwide at the moment. Now, I do want to touch on something. I mentioned I was teasing out some Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera stats from the weekend. Now, we've put this on social. I'm going to pop the graphic up now. What do you reckon for that last play? What would you have given Nas for that? We've talked about a little bit. I mean, the contested mark, goal, then the weird stoppage thing that happened, then Rowan Marshall lacing out Nas, no pressure, kicks another goal, wins the game. SuperCoach, what would you give him? That was a minute. What do you reckon, Phantom?
Tying goal, match-winning goal, big contested mark, 2 effective kicks. To win the game, state of the game type scaling, have to be at least 50, which is massive in 50 seconds.
I would have given him 300. It was that hard to do. That was unbelievable. I will tell you though, 63 SuperCoach points in under a minute. So Al went back and looked at the timestamp.
So Dane Zorko scored in the 4 quarters.
There was 54 seconds left. So this is how it played out. As I said, on the Code Sports YouTube channel, if you're watching along, you can look at this, but I'll read it out. Contested mark, 10.8 points. Effective kick and goal, 23.2. So the first bit where it evens the score gets the 34 SuperCoach points just from that.
It's a big mark.
Huge mark. Yep. Then the second play, Rowan Marshall laces him out. Uncontested mark. So it wasn't a contested mark in that situation, but beautiful run to get open. That's a 4.2 there. So not as hefty as the contested mark to that huge mark that he took over 2 people on top of. 4.2 for the contested mark, and then 25.2 to win the game off the effective kick and goal. So wins the game after the siren, another 29.4. So not quite as much as leveling the game, which, I mean, that hanger though, like that was unbelievable. It was the mark, yep. He got more for the effective kick and goal, the second one, given, as you said, the state of play, clutch time.
I got more for the second goal in isolation, which was talking about the goals.
Yeah, exactly. So 63.4 points in 54 seconds.
Massive. Good overall in the last quarter too.
Yep.
Played a hand in a number of other goals. Unbelievable. Just Sunday footy.
Ridiculous. Over to some rankings update as part of our news segment. Not a heap of movement up the top despite a massive week, but we have had a new entry into the top 10. Congrats to Kyle there, jumping into the top 10. Went up 4 spots on the weekend after scoring 28-17. Huge numbers up the top, but yeah, not a heap of movement. The top 4 remained as they were. We had some movement. Dean moved up to 5th. Blake dropped down to 6th, but yeah, just a couple in there, and Taylor moving up from 10th into 9th. But the top end fans going pretty strong.
I've got something I want to mention about the rankings too, and I'm not happy, Chief.
You're not happy?
Not happy.
What's that?
Our friend over at BWAP, host himself, Al Payton. Now, we've talked him down a fair bit this year, obviously.
Yeah.
A horny one.
Yep.
Just coming with a wet sail.
Oh, no.
2,864. Oof. From Al on the weekend. He's passed me overall.
No.
I can't let that happen.
No. I reckon he's still got a trade up his sleeve too. Al, he's been holding on to him.
And he did post in one of our groups, went on about almost picking Jeremy Cameron, who went big. So He's joining, he's moving. He must be listening to you on the Lair every week. Talk about his almost team. He'd be 200 points.
I would have walked home
ahead.
with the 50K already with my almost team.
Jeremy Cameron, though, patch as well from BWAP, taken over you by 1 point.
1 point.
We, for so long, we thought it was going to be lay down Nasiah, cakewalk for 1 and 2, all the experts here at the Phantoms Lair.
Yep.
Patch has taken over you by points. Got Jeremy Cameron in his team. The Cats play the Bombers soon, play the Eagles to finish off. Could be in troubles.
No, I've heard enough. That's the second pan of the day.
Patch in the pan.
Patch back in the pan. He
Patch
can't
in
be
the
taking
pan.
over
What about
poor old Dossie. He needs something to celebrate this year.
It's only 1 point.
Taking over poor old Dossie at this time.
Still got time.
Okay. Let's get on to some players, Phantom, on fire. We've got to celebrate the best players in SuperCoach at this time of year, bringing us home, as you said, with a wet sail. I'm just going to quickly run through the top 5-round averages. Brodie Grundy, 10% owned. 137 on the weekend. We've mentioned him many times. 150 in his last 5, and this is the week. Poor old Todd Goldstein.
This is it. The double hundy. This is the first of the number of 2 double hundies.
This is the first.
Poor old Toddy Goldstein.
Poor old Toddy Goldstein.
That is an absolute VC, Monty.
He
Saturday
will
afternoon.
score 200 plus this weekend.
How big a double hundred is it?
I'm thinking 220 plus. Geordie Sweet had 200, a flat 200.
220.
This is a 220 begging. Poor old Toddy Goldstein.
You're trying to get one back in the quote card game, aren't you?
Yeah. This one's going up there.
Saturday afternoon, SCG, absolute VC. This is where we get the points back.
Oh, yep. I'll take that. I'll take a 220 plus my Tim Kelly 110 this week, I reckon. Very nice. The number 2 most informed player in the comp, and very happy as an owner with this guy, Matt Rao. 17% owned, so plenty of people jumped on. I can't believe he got down to like 440. It was insane how cheap he was early in the year.
15 clearances, 23 contested possessions.
143. The consistency is there. The attitude, the bull attitude.
Some of my players need that attitude.
Yeah.
Just go and get the ball. Get the thing.
Yep. 140.8 in his last 5, Phantom. And he's got, guess who this week? Richmond. We might be seeing another couple of 3,000s this week with some of these schedules coming up. Nick Dacos, third most in form. Was it ever in doubt? He also was a guy that dropped into the 500Ks and we should have all jumped on. 177 on the weekend.
43 and 3.
Yep. 138 in his last 5, and he is thirsty as they get. Did you see him in the last? He got taken off with a minute left, but before that, he was trying so hard to get to his foot. He was trying to get his record amount of disposals. Fell one shy. Speaking of a guy who's in form as well, we've spoken about him already. 64 points or 63 point whatever in a minute. Naz, 162 on the weekend after that, so finished on 162 after getting the huge boost at the end.
We said last week we were worried about not having him in the run home, given what he did as a full-time midfielder the week before.
Yep.
Now he's gone and done that. What can't he do?
As Ross Lyon said after the game, he's going to cop serious attention from here, but they also said we're going to support him in that. So
we've taken hangers on pack four deep to win the game. Ross got a bit teary as well.
Yeah. I would too.
Ross.
Yeah, it must be an owner as well, old Ross. We know Bevo's been keeping an eye on SuperCoach, probably Ross as well. 134 in his last 5. He's got North Melbourne this week. Yeah. So we just said, the scores are going to keep going. Now, I wanted to ask you, is he the next?
What about the week after?
Who's he got then? Don't tell me.
Richmond.
I thought it was going to be.
Poor old Richmond.
Gee. Is he the next Bont Butters guy
after that?
SuperCoach?
After that. Poor old Toddy Goldstein.
And the
North, Richmond and Essendon.
Oh, scary. We said Brodie Grundy had the best run in SuperCoach before. It might now be the Saints for the run home here, but
why Jack Sinclair was the top targ last week. Big ton for him as well. So hope he got on.
I was just saying though, is he, in terms of going forward in SuperCoach, the guy's 22 years old. Is he the next Bont Butters that you can just say, lock him in, he's going to average 120 from here every year?
From next.
The way that he's playing right now, the consistency. I don't think he scored.
Pretty close, yeah.
I said the other week, he hasn't scored under 96 for the year. That is like even more consistent than what we've seen from these guys. Could he be the best player in SuperCoach from next year?
Yep. Could he be over here as well? South Australia, maybe.
Saints fans would hope not. If
I like it. Be a big talking about the preseason because it's going to be at a big price.
Yep. Bont, 169 on the weekend, rounds out the top 5. 134 in his last 5. Just another guy that it's never in doubt as well.
Yeah, never in doubt. Is Isaac Heaney on the list? Obviously, always having a go at me when Isaac Heaney scores well. Bont, another score. Can you just go back through?
Yeah, he is.
When I told you to take Bont over Heaney, can we do the maths for next show?
Yeah, we can do the math. It wouldn't be far apart. But yeah, I had him as a special mention because he's boosted by that huge 197. So I sort of left him off. Butters rounds out as well, and then Finn Callaghan and Noah Anderson special mentions.
Finn Callaghan, massive. We're speaking about quarters too.
He's another guy that's just, not quietly, but certainly dominating this last
third term
6 weeks, and was doing before his injury as well. He's just picked up where he left off. So unreal. For those lucky enough with trades left, Phantom, I know we are long past that point, but some people still lucky enough to have trades. I mean, we mentioned the other week, someone in the top, I think they mentioned on Breaking Even with our Peyton last week, someone in the top 10 had 10 trades and 3 boosts left. So there are people out there with trades left. Who are your top targets for the week? Now, you always talk about how great your targets are. Nice Sam Flanders at 2 last week, by the way. Who you got this week?
Targets on the fly a bit this week.
Yep, that's why we love it.
I think number one, because of the value, 471k, Jeremy Cameron. This week, kicked 11 goals on the weekend. Port at home. Port are struggling. Rye Thilthorpe went to town in the wet here against Port Adelaide on Saturday night. Jeremy Cameron, Port this week. Then, poor old Toddy Goldstein Essendon. After that, we've spoken about their draw. Sydney at the SCG. Then to finish off, Richmond. Round 24. Now, people have been talking about the magical 3-figure 100 goals. Could be in sight, maybe in the finals. But if you get to sniff, there'll be no resting. There'll be no kicking to anyone else either. And we've seen him do it before the back end. So 471k, I think he's the man. We like to go for pods. 7.1% of teams. High ceiling as well is what you want, especially if you've probably got a flex in position at the moment. Number one, he is. Number two, I think we just have to go Naz, despite the price, 628k, given that draw for the Saints in the run home. North, Richmond, Essendon and GWS. Had Jack Sinclair in that mix last week. He's still at 516k. Went up 30k on the weekend, but still good buying, obviously with the same fixture as Nasiah Wanganeen-Milera. 106, 120, 132 in the past 3 weeks. Number 4 on the top targs this week. Now, you might be short on cash. Sydney are playing Essendon this week. Callum Mills, 444k. For those looking for an option, yes, he's prone to those 250s, two scores in the 50s in the last 5 weeks, but around that, 5 SuperCoach tons. Bombers this week. The Swans also finish with the Eagles. So they're on paper, there looks to be some informed guys. We've just spoken about them. But if you can't get to them, which a lot of SuperCoaches wouldn't be able to get to them, Callum Mills, SCG against the Bombers this week, who we know cannot kick the ball inside 50.
Yep.
3 intercept marks for him on the weekend. Number 5 in the top targets to round it out. Another St Kilda play, given the run, and we've, in a good thing for SuperCoach, we've seen Max Heath go out of the side last week. Yep. That was a concern over picking Rowan Marshall when you were weighing up your Tristan Sherry replacement. Marshall down 28k again on the weekend, 554k with that same run. North this week without Sherry, then Richmond, then poor old Toddy Goldstein round 23.
Yep.
So again, if you're in an elimination final in your head-to-head leagues, if you're the underdog, it's now or never, as we know. You might have kept Tristan Sherry. I have. But again, you might not make it till next week to get him back.
Yeah.
So could you trade him now to Rowan Marshall, who plays against North this week, bank the points, who could at least match him on the way home? Yes, you've held for 2 weeks, and it is a hard one given you've already done that. But Sherry to Rowan Marshall, Or Rowan Marsh win at flex, 554k with that run. No Max Heath. Number 5 target for the week.
Yeah, he could go massive on the run home. I do love that one. Yeah, and it could be the time. Yeah, if you do, there's less risk now, as you said. Like there's so few weeks left. Fill up that flex spot with the ruck. We always did say that coming home with a wet sail, hopefully the 3 ruck setup could prove fruitful. Now, if that does, pending your structure or whatever, Marshall could be the guy to fit there, or just at your ruck spot if you're still rolling with someone like a TDK and can get up.
What would you do if you had a trade? Obviously, SuperCoach, they will have a trade.
Mm-hmm.
Might have money.
Well,
might be swapping anyone. If you pick one player from here,
yeah,
money aside, who would you pick?
Well, I would be picking someone to replace poor old Sam Doherty. Now, sad news for old Dossy.
Yep.
I lost one of my players. That's the music I was looking for.
Or
Said farewell to Sam Doherty. I didn't get a chance to react last week because
SuperCoach Hall of Famer?
Yeah, we didn't find out until after the show last week that I was going to be a player short for the run home.
You're in trubs.
And then instead of playing him in his friendly halfback role to finish his career, let's chuck him on half forward. I just couldn't believe it. He kicked the goal. It was inspirational. Take a bow, Sam Doherty. But
yep. Well done,
they've already SuperCoach. Yeah.
Moved on, have they?
SuperCoach have moved on. He's already got the disqualified thing next to his name, hashtags next to his name. He's out of the system. Done. Poor old Doc.
You and your social team, SuperCoach social team, try to wheel that last SuperCoach ton over the line for Doc.
Yep.
Or enough for line.
Did try. Thanks, Chloe, for that.
Yep, Chloe
we tried to get there, but yeah, Doc's gone now. So, I mean, my final trade would be looking at a defender. And
who would it be? Who would you pick anywhere without, if money wasn't an issue, if trades weren't an issue?
Nas.
I
just want to watch him play. Watch him play.
Would you pick him over Brody Grundy?
Oh, okay. If I wasn't a Grundy owner.
Yeah, anyone.
Gee. Anyone for the run home from here. Yeah, I think with Grundy up against poor old Dotty Goldstein this week, it'd probably be for the sugar hit. You wouldn't want to pass that up. And he still has Geelong and West Coast. He's got Essendon, Brisbane, Geelong and West Coast. I think the only risk would be now their season's officially done, whether or not, there's a rest in there at some point. We've already seen Laddams come in as the sub. Do they just let Grundy run out the season given his form, or do they just say, look, especially that West Coast matchup, it's the dead rubber, whether they're like, yeah, look, Laddam, you rest up Grundy. You know what I mean? That would be the only risk. Other than that, I think it's him or Naz, because I know Naz is going to get some attention and whatnot. Even North will probably try and tag him. But look, like you said, North, Richmond, Essendon, GWS, you'd think he'd probably gets 2 out of 4 tags there.
Might not matter. What about Jeremy Cameron? Number 1 tag this week for the value.
Yeah.
But is he the number 1 target overall? Would he score the most points? I don't think we had him.
You know actually who I would like in my team that I don't have, and I think it would be Max Holmes actually.
Yep.
I think it would be Max Holmes. Port, Essendon, Sydney, Richmond on the run home. Talking about Jez. Could be Jez with the ceiling, but for the consistency, also the ceiling, I think Holmes, especially as that defender eligible player, I'd like to go there. Are you saying Jez would be your man?
No. Naz, I'd like to as well. Bit of FOMO as well there, as we've mentioned. Yeah. But saw Jeremy Cameron, 11 goals. The 100 is at least in sight now.
Yeah.
So could he fill his boots again?
Yeah.
Port this week. The Crows beat Port by 98 points at home. Down the category. Back-to-back category games against Port and Essendon. Would get ugly.
Yep. I like your Rowan Marshall shout too.
Yep.
Up against Bryn Teakle this week. Bryn's been, he's been all right, serviceable, pretty good in draft, by the way. Oof. I'd be still looking to pick him up in draft. Just for one week play to, as you said, finals.
Picked him up in draft.
Yep. But then he's got Richmond, Essendon, GWS. So few players definitely with great schedules still to come. Yep. To have a trade, Phantom.
Yep. Picked up Brent Teagle, side story. Another player, keeper league A lot of listeners out there would do that. You do that.
Yep.
Need to win to make the finals. Lost by 2 points. Get the sad music on. Clayton Oliver beat Christian Salem in the final quarter. That's what it came down to. Clayton Oliver, the same Clayton Oliver that didn't make the distance with one shot. A minute later, kicked it out on the full.
Yep.
All I needed was a goal. All Melbourne needed was a goal. So can we go back to the start and do villains again? Because Parry's in there.
No, very sad scenes from Phantom. Now, I think we're going to definitely do a show at the end of the year where we go through all our bad calls. Good calls too, but bad calls for the season. And I'm going to clip up some of our stuff. I reckon my thing was that Clary was the biggest lock of the year. Would have been him or McRae, but
I think I did Matt Roberts, the top 6 defender.
Yeah, so I think there's going to be some gold in that show, so stay tuned for that. We've still got plenty more to come. I think what we do here, though, Phantom, just a couple of things. We want to trickle through some sort of end-of-season content as we go, because we know lots of people are just looking towards either next year or thinking about their season, reflecting. We'll do a couple of these over the next few weeks. But just the lessons learned this year, I just wanted to touch on a couple. We can sort of come back and have a more bigger discussion when all 5 names is back about this. But what are just off the top of your head, just a couple of things this year that you'd do differently next year?
Throwing this on me?
Yep. I can go first if you want.
You go first.
I think it's just, again, conserving trades, because I said it last year, got aggressive. And we looked at actually my history ranking. And last year at a similar time, I was ranked 1,800 at, I think it was last week this year. So like round 20, round 19, 20 last year, I was ranked 1,800, had no trades left. We got hit with a bunch of bullets and I dropped 10,000 in that time. Again, said last year I'd conserve trades for this time of year. Again, no trades.
Yep.
Luckily, so far, I haven't fallen off. And with Flex coming in, it's helped that with the, if we do have the donut. But now Doherty out of the side, I'm going to be relying on a Matt Carroll type. If we get any type of thing like a Max Gawn suspension coming, which hopefully I don't think that's going to come to fruition, but get a Max Gawn suspension, you get someone getting rested in the last couple of rounds, I'm once again just going to drop heaps in ranks. And I'd just love to, if we can, conserve trades throughout the year. And that's not being aggressive early. I still think that's a good play. I think it's that mid part of the season where you're just like, this week, somebody's out for 2 weeks maybe, or you just need that. You think you need a trade every week, get that sideways trade going. It's holding those premiums a little bit longer and just sort of playing the long game a little bit more. So that would be my definite aim next year, is to see if I can make it further than this year.
Yep.
Holding on to those trades.
I'm out of trades too, but I don't necessarily think I would do too much differently in the trades.
Oh,
I think, yes, it's got to the point you probably need to extend it out a bit further.
Mm-hmm. So hang on. You just said you do not much differently.
Good for you.
I got my team. I was happy with how I built my team and how quickly I did it.
Smug fans.
Got out into the top 700.
Yep.
Built the team quickly. Then people caught me from behind. They built their teams, and now some of the players that I filled my team with are being outscored. Your Zach Merritts, even Lockie Neals. So, we need to back on those, even if they're new guys, back the form in.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go back to the well as much, maybe with guys who have done it before.
Yep.
Look at what is new in SuperCoach. Overlooked Max Holmes, overlooked Naz. Went back to the tried and tested names. But the way I built the team, I was pretty happy with the way I did it. You can always rein it back in a little bit, but I wouldn't all of a sudden start being more conservative next year. I think if it's there, the upgrade's there, I'll still pull the trigger. Flex is the one, as mentioned, how we used it. Don't lock yourself down with something you can't use with flexibility, but take a few more risks with ceiling guys as well.
Yep.
Given get to the end of the year and that one score does drop out.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting pre-season, but I think this year just reinforced that with the extra trades, with the boosts, you can use them early.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what I said. I reckon like the trades I did over the buys were some of the worst trades I did, to be honest, because I was thinking I need to make sure my team's ready after the buys. I don't think you do necessarily. I think I mean, we had a longer buy period this year. That might be different next year as well. So we're probably going to have to readjust our thinking again. And hopefully no subs. You know, that would make a huge difference, I think, to everyone. But yeah, it's just those sidewaysy type trades towards the end of the year. And I mean, I did get a bit unlucky with a Jai Caldwell, for instance. I traded in. I was thinking I'd be able to rely on him, had to get him out.
So I was saying with Nick Martin.
Had a guy retire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't fix. Yeah, it's unlucky. Doc was going okay. Caldwell was going okay.
Yep.
Nick Martin for me, going okay. High ceiling type guy.
We just,
But big preseason. Let us know what you've learnt.
Yeah, love to hear your lessons learned. Drop them in the comments below. Love to shout out some of those as well.
But we'll dive in again once we get to complete the season, but another big preseason to come in 2026.
Let's give our man a call, shall we?
Top of the pod. Do you think this is the week he finally picks up? It would be no coincidence if he picks up. He's probably waiting by the phone. No ride this morning.
He messaged in the group chat, give us a call. I'll be there. He's like, wait till this time in the morning, but we're not waiting quite that long. I think, what time is it over in Spain at the moment? Probably very early hours of the morning, but hopefully Sim ready to pick up. Come on, Sim.
Unbelievable.
I know. Top of the pod.
Nothing from 5 names again. Better be a good ride.
Oh, Simmy. Simmy.
Top of the pod, wouldn't even answer his phone.
Full form.
What's that, 4 weeks now?
Yeah. I mean, it is about 5:30 a.m. I think. What is it, 6?
5 names. Anyway.
Give him one more buzz.
Try again?
Yeah. Give him another one.
What is the time over there?
I'll check. It is 6:40 a.m. local time, I think. Pretty early for old Sim.
Off him.
Yeah.
He's not going to answer after being top of the pod.
Yeah. He did say wait till 10:30 to call.
10:30?
Must have had a big one last night. Celebrating top of the pod. And we'll have to get his top 5 EPL selections. Maybe he can send us a little social video for that.
Ooh.
All 5 names.
People's Pan?
People's Pan time.
Again, who's in your SuperCoach bad books? Let us know in the comments and at Phantom SC or at SuperCoach on social channels. We'd love to see a few more videos. If you've got them, unleash again respectfully at Who's in the Bad Books in SuperCoach here. A few written ones. Start with Scud.
Okay.
Anyone who voted for the Veronicas in the hottest 100 Australian songs. Bit harsh.
Yeah, Phants would have been listening on the weekend. That's your sort of vibe.
A few nominations here. One from Wayne, one from Matthew for Caleb Daniel.
Ooh, little Caleb.
Turnover machine is what he was called by David King on Fox Footy over the weekend too. Now, we had spoken about it. There were whispers. North fans have been talking about him being dropped at some point.
Weeks.
Could
early rounds, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that would help old Dossy, to be honest. Sorry for those owners out there.
One here from Glassjaw Steve says, TDK has been in my pan so long, he's now stuck to it.
Yeah.
We've said get him out.
Yeah. You know what? That's another lesson. He's on my never again list. Don't care where he is next year. Not touching that. Not going near it.
You said that last year.
I did, but the value was there. Even if the value's there next year, which it will be after this run, he's perma pan. Perma pan.
Hawksy says anyone without the GOAT Naz should be in the pan. Yeah, fair.
That includes us then.
Nathan's got a few in the pan. Jordan Clark, Caleb Daniel, Isaac Rankin, Dane Zorko. Big pan.
It's a big pan. It was a tough week. If you had a couple of those guys, you weren't going anywhere. You were going down in ranks basically, weren't you?
And AJ says Melbourne for letting Naz score 65 points in a minute.
Yep.
Followed up by a comment. This cost me my league match by 30 points to someone else. My own fault for not having him.
Yep.
Adam Chera too in the pan.
Yeah, it's been a fall from.
We said we had everyone in
early
the pan.
Goss,
We said
yeah.
get off anyone at Carlton.
We did, yeah. And I did. But it's been tough. And you, by the way, finally, you're in the pan too.
What do I do now?
Dossie coming number 1 in the work league all year long. Number 1 for total points scored. Phantom pips him in the last round matchup before we head into our classic finals. Phants beats me by 20 points, knocks me off to number 2.
Just when it matters. We are on a collision course for the grand final too.
Yeah.
On either sides of the draw. You win,
Yep.
I win this week.
Yep.
We're on.
All right.
I've come good when it matters.
Yep.
Your team's in trouble. Tim Kelly's not going to score 100 this week. No Sam Doherty. And you don't have Tristan Sherry as well coming back next week.
Tough. VCC before we wrap up, Phantom. I'm going VC Grundy, no doubt about that. And I'm almost guaranteeing that I won't need to have anyone after that. But I'll have to check the old sketch. I reckon someone like a Matty Rao might be in my sights this week for a captaincy.
Against Richmond?
Up against Richmond.
I like it.
Don't mind it. I think, Bont's got the early game. I really want, I'll have to do, they play at the same time as Sydney. I can't do that.
Yeah, Rao. Can't do Rao into.
No.
I think you have to do Grundy.
Grundy.
But can you overlook Bont as VC on Thursday night? He doesn't need a soft matchup. We know that.
Yeah. You could. We could go there.
But
I could go Dawson against Hawthorn as well. Could be a nice play.
I think
No. This is an easy one. Sorry, this is an easy one. Gawn. It's a Gawndy weekend. Melbourne versus West Coast. Gawn responding after a devastating, huge loss by Melbourne up against West Coast. Hammers them for 200. Then you get 250 back up for Grundy against poor old Dotty Gold.
What about if Max Gawn scores 150 on the Eagles? And you've said you're giving away 70 points, 220.
Oh, I still think you have to do it. And if he goes one, I'm saying the line's 140. 140. Oh, is the line 150?
Oh. 150. I think I'll just have to VC
Grundy and just,
and then look at
because you don't want to miss it.
Dacos that night against the Lions.
Yeah.
Sinclair against the Roos on Sunday.
I could even go a Brayshaw or something.
Baz against Port on Sunday as well.
Go a Brayshaw on the Sunday against Carlton as well.
But you're Gawn
against, especially the captain Pride. Like he could get 200 himself though. It's a big week. Stay tuned. Break even without Payton will break it all down. I reckon I'm just going to go Gawn into Grundy after that. And the line is for me at least 150 from Gawn, or I'm still going Grundy.
Yeah, right. Never know what's going to happen. You probably pick the 2 highest scorers of the round. It could be them.
Yep.
I'm with you.
We're going to have another big 3K round winner, I think.
I think so.
And it might be old Dossie.
Oof. Now.
And that's a wrap, Phants, on another huge episode. Good luck to everyone in your SuperCoach Classic or Draft finals on the run home. Make yourself a SuperCoach EPL team. Ooh. Keep an eye out for SuperCoach Finals. Stay tuned for more details on
5 names as top 5 too coming as well, EPL.
Yep. Now, Phants, I just want to say at the end, you're also my hero of the week, though. You are in the pan. You're my hero of the week. Coming in, clearly a little sniffle there. And you're going to be off next couple of weeks.
Yep.
Missing the show next week, unfortunately.
I will actually be up on the Gold Coast.
Yep.
We might go see Matty Rao against Richmond.
Ooh.
Even as non-owner.
Love to see it. So you are it's the only time you ever get it. You're my hero of the week, Phantom. But
what are you going to do?
Does Dossie run solo?
Now, you don't mind talking to yourself?
I don't, yeah.
45 minutes?
I don't know, we'll see.
Depends how you go.
See how we go.
5 names on video?
We might have a sub
for
the week, or we might have a Lair week off.
Gee, week off. BWAP. Let BWAP's just taking over us in the ranking. He's going to take over us in the show.
Let me know if I should have a guest on, or who do you want to hear on the show.
Get any questions for Dossie. Just Q&A with Dossie.
I'll try and tee up some sort of guest. Let me know.
If you call me, I will answer. I'm committed to the show.
All right.
5 names, not committed.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see you next week then. Dossie will.
See you in a couple of weeks.